Hi, welcome you all to Healthy Living, where it is all about health promotion. So, last week we began something on contraception, okay, and we'll be continuing this week. But today in particular is World Birth Defect Day, and I thought we should learn something more about what World Birth Defect Day, okay, so that we continue with the contraception in the next upload. Okay, so kindly stay with me. I'll be right back as I share with you certain things you need to know about this day. Thank you. I will be right back. I welcome you all back to my channel. Thank you for staying with me. So when we say birth defects, what are birth defects? Okay, so birth defects are structural or functional abnormalities that occur in intrauterine life, okay, but can be identified prenatally at birth or even only after birth. Okay, so what is this trying to mean? It's trying to mean this condition develops whilst the individual is still in their mother's womb. Okay, but then we can identify these conditions whilst they are still in their mother's womb or after they have been given birth to, okay, or later on in their life. I hope you get it. So a condition that develops in the mother's womb, but we can identify it at these various times. Okay, so then you may ask yourself, how common is this and all of that? According to the CDC and according to the World Health Organization, about 3 to 6% of infants suffer from this defect. About 3 to 6% of infants have this birth defect. Okay, you may say, oh, this percentage is that small and it's not that much of a big deal, but then unfortunately there are people who fall within this category and are suffering it because birth defects are common, costly, and they are critical because it could cause the life of that child. Okay, and then treating this birth defect is a very expensive thing, and no one would wish this for anybody. That is how serious these conditions are. Okay, so this condition cuts across races, gender, it's cut across tribe. So in summary, I'm trying to mean that this birth defect can happen to anybody at all, irrespective of where you are staying. Okay, yeah, so you may ask yourself, why then did I have that expression on my thumbnail? Okay, I had that expression because although currently at this level of my life there is not much that surprises me anymore, okay, but then some way somehow I'm still a bit shocked. Okay, I'm still a bit shocked at the number of people, especially men, who have time to complain about that their wives have given birth to. Okay, they complain about that. They'll be like, I prefer a male to a female, or I prefer a female to a male, not thinking about the fact that this child that has been brought into life, this child has been brought into this world, could have come with a defect. Okay, so thinking about this things, instead of we appreciating the fact that this baby has been born without a defect, we concentrate the time worrying about the gender of children. Okay, we concentrate the time on worrying about, I wanted a male and I got a female, I wanted a female and I got a male. I don't think that is important because your child could fall in this percentage. Okay, so if you have a child, if your wife has given birth to a child, okay, and this child has no birth defect, it's another thing to be thankful. In fact, it is the one of the major things to be thankful for. Okay, one of the major things to be thankful for, and you should even forget about which are and what. That is how serious this is. Okay, yeah, so let me quickly add that we do not commemorate this day because we are happy the condition exists. No, not at all. And we do not commemorate this day because we are happy it has happened to someone. No, we also do not commemorate this day to look down on anyone with a condition or any child with a condition. Not at all. We commemorate this day because we want to create awareness of the condition for people to know that it exists. Okay, so that people will also understand the condition. We educate people about the condition for people to understand the seriousness of the condition. Okay, so that is the major reason we commemorate these health days. In fact, this is the reason, the basis for celebrating other health days. So when we talk about the Down syndrome day, when we talk about cervical cancer awareness month and all those other conditions, it's not because we're happy the condition exists, but rather We want people to be aware that the condition exists, and then we do the necessary to prevent it. Okay, so not because we want to look down on anyone or anything of that sort, not at all. Okay, our heart actually goes out to people whose child or whose children are suffering from this condition, with families that have children with this defect in their family. Some of these children grow and have problems with their adult life, so our heart actually goes out to such individuals. So the next important thing we need to know about are some of the causes of this condition. Okay, so some of the causes include genetic conditions, and these genetic conditions could be as a result of a chromosomal abnormality or a single gene defect. Okay, so chromosomal abnormalities like the trisomy 21, which is a Down syndrome. Okay, so it's as a result of a genetic something we rarely have control over. Okay, and then the single gene defect could lead to cystic fibrosis. Okay, the other cause could be socio-economic and demographic factors. Okay, this could be as a result of an infection the mother contracted, such as rubella. Okay, an infection mother contracted, the mother might probably have been malnourished. Okay, that could lead to a birth defect in a child. Okay, the mother could have been exposed to unnecessary radiation, the mother could have been exposed to toxic substance like certain drugs. Okay, that is the more reason health workers are particular about what pregnant women put into their mouth, what pregnant women eat, because you may be exposing either yourself or your child, okay, to toxic substances as a result of whatever it is that you eat. I hope you get it. So the next factor could be environmental factors such as hazardous substances like pesticides. Okay, the next factor could be some other ones that we do not really know what causes them. Conditions like congenital heart disease and clubfoot. How do we prevent this now that we know what causes it? So from the causes, we'll get to know what to do to prevent it. Okay, so one way we could actually control this is screening. Okay, screening before pregnancy, during pregnancy, and after pregnancy. What do I mean by this? Before the pregnancy, we could collect the family history of people who intend giving birth. Okay, which in this case most people would want to do before they get married. That way you check the likelihood of the occurrence of condition in either of the spouses. Okay, so you get to know if it wouldn't be dangerous for you two to produce children together. I hope you get it. So that is one example of screening before birth. Okay, so that way whatever child you produce is less likely to be given birth to with a defect. Okay, the other type of screening is periconception screening. Okay, so these are the kind of tests we do when a woman is pregnant. Okay, so there are some of these abnormalities that could be detected when the woman is pregnant. Okay, for example, Down syndrome, ultrasound could detect a Down syndrome in a child during the first trimester. Okay, during the first 3 months. Okay, and then you could also detect other severe congenital abnormalities in the second trimester. Okay, and then the other screening that could be done is neonatal screening. Okay, so after we have given birth to our child, okay, the child could be screened for any abnormalities. That way we detect the condition early and we treat the condition early. In fact, we begin the management early. Conditions like hair loss, okay, congenital cataract and congenital hypothyroidism, when detected early as a result of neonatal screening, could be treated and the child could live a normal life as though he was never born with any neonatal abnormality. Okay, some other major ways by which we can prevent birth defects includes good and quality antenatal care. Okay, that is why health workers are particular about pregnant women taking their antenatal care seriously. Okay, so you're expected to take in the folic acid as you're supposed to, you're expected to take in all the necessary vaccines you're supposed to. That way it protects you and your child. Okay, and then also vaccination. Okay, vaccination, especially against conditions like rubella. Okay, rubella is a very notorious cause. Yes, a very notorious cause of birth defect. And then one final one which I'm very particular about is research and data collection. We get to know how common the condition is. Without research, we wouldn't have known that 3 to 6% of infants worldwide are born with birth defects. Okay, so it is very important okay, that we collect data and analyze them so we know how rampant conditions are. Okay, and then we also get to know, you see, we compare those values with subsequent values to know how well we are doing with care, how well we are doing with prevention. Okay, so like I said, this is just an overview for you to get to know that World Birth Defect Day is very important, just like any other health day. What are some of these birth defects? Okay, so research has shown that the common ones are heart defects like congenital heart disease, neural tube defects like spinal bifida, and Down syndrome. Okay, this and many more are birth defects that could affect our babies. There are others like congenital hypothyroidism, like I've already mentioned, congenital cataract, and all the others. Okay, I think it is appropriate for you to know that the theme for this year's World Birth Defect Day is many birth defects, one voice. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time. Do well to share this video with other people to increase the awareness of World Birth Defect Day, and more importantly, to increase the awareness of the birth defects that we have. Okay, I will see you next time. Until then, have a fruitful week, and then expect the other videos on the contraception. Enjoy your week. Bye.